Only new Arm & Hammer Clump and Seal cat litter guarantees an odor-free home for 7 days.
My name is Erin. I manage a pet sitting company. I honestly feel like I have the most experience with litter boxes of any person I know. Clump and Seal is totally different. Even after 7 days, I did not notice any odor. You're not getting the dust that comes up. There was some sort of sealing magic happening.
New Arm & Hammer Clump and Seal cat litter. 7-day odor-free home guaranteed. Look on the package for $3 off.
Buy box, see what you think in 7 days, because it's legit.
You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies.
This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Being Mary Jane After Show.
We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show.
It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Being Mary Jane After Show.
Sipping on gin and juice, lay back with my mind on my money and my money on my mind. Welcome to this episode of Being Mary Jane, Season 1, Episode 5, Exposed. And my money on my mind. What's up, what's up, what's up? I'm your host, Megan Thomas. And who are you lovely ladies today?
Well, I am Tiona Hobson.
Hi, Tiona.
And I am Ashley Gray.
Hey, Ashley Gray. Fania Thomas is out. Hey, girl.
Hey.
She's busy. She got stuff she got to do, but we love her. So this episode, it's a little crazy.
A little bit.
A little bit. We see that it starts off with Andre moving in. Dun, dun, dun.
Just crazy.
So you guys think that Mary Jane should have let him move in for the month while he waits for his loft to get ready?
Nope.
No. It's crazy. Why would you let a married man move into your house?
But she's sleeping with him. Why would you sleep with a married man?
It's not even that he's a married man for me. It's just, he has that place, and it's always, once they come into your space, they never really leave again.
Oh, Lord,
you guys are jumping from, sleeping together to you finding out he's married now, him getting divorced, and now you're living together. Nothing good can come from this, Mary Jane.
But nothing good can come from them sleeping together.
Well, I mean, something kind of good came out of it for him. He's finally getting divorced.
Well,
he got her. But, it's just the path. They haven't been on a real date, but now they're living together. Their whole relationship has been clouded with a lie and with, secrets.
Right.
But you're jumping 5 steps ahead of the game and already living together. That's when you really, I think you should make sure you really like the person before you start living with them.
Yeah.
And I know he proposed and everything, but he crazy. So,
and the most
this
backwards.
is just a backwards relationship.
Right.
Well, the thing is, just like what the quote says, a person who never made a mistake never tries anything new. She made a mistake. She knows that he is married. That's your mistake. You tried something new. Why would you go on to continue to make the same mistakes? Why would you invite him to live into your house? He's married. He has a family. He has children. Cut that loose. Game over. Party over, boo.
I think she feels like, okay, it's only for a month, so I'll let him stay.
It never really is ever for a month.
I don't think he's going to I think he's going to just end up staying there.
Yeah. If their relationship lasts, he'll just end up staying there.
Well, it's going to have to now. She ain't got no fallback. She got a fallback.
She doesn't have a fallback from her fallback right now.
No. But, okay, so Andre moves in, and then we see a couple of things that he does. One thing is that I kind of like their banter. I kind of like how if he wasn't married, but I feel like just they get along really well. It seems like they're very loving. The fact that, she was trying to hide all of her crazy psycho Post-its. And he found them, and he was okay with her. He told her to post them back all up.
Well, you know what? I don't feel like they're truly that comfortable with each other because, one, Mary Jane did not tie up her hair, and we all know black women, we ties the hair up, okay? And if I'm letting this man come into my house and stay with me, I should be comfortable enough to be my complete self. That means keeping up my crazy Post-it notes. That means tying up my hair at night. So I get their chemistry, but I feel like that's all that it is. It's just that spark and that chemistry, that physical attraction. There's nothing more. I just don't. I don't like it.
And I think that goes back to, you know, their relationship is backwards, because if they had dated, if they had really gotten to know each other, he would already know about her crazy post-its all over the house. You know, she would already have felt comfortable having those up, because, I mean, we know the first time he came over, you know, was drunk on the door. She closed the door and then ran through the house, taking all those post-its down, you know, to hide it. So, you know, she's still in the hiding phase. I mean, I bet she probably hasn't even farted in front of him yet, you know?
She sure honey, if she can't wrap her hair in front of him, yeah, she ain't farted yet.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just all those little things, the little steps, the little milestones that you have in your relationship, they haven't had the chance to have yet. So everything's at an escalated pace. So, I mean, she's either going to have to get over the whole hair thing and start doing it, and the post-it thing and start doing it, or, you know, she's not going to be her true self in this relationship.
I feel like she's still in the phase where I go to sleep in makeup and I wake up in makeup. I wash my face, put my makeup on. All he sees me is in...
I woke up like
I woke up, you know, I'm like, no, boo, no, you didn't. No, you didn't, girl.
We know how you woke up.
But that's why I think this is a good thing for her, because she is so insecure, and he is creating, as crazy as this is, I can't even believe I'm saying this, he's creating a safe place for her. So now she goes, oh, so I don't have to hide the fact that I have a crazy post-it addiction. He doesn't really care. He thinks it's cool. Oh, I don't have to hide XYZ. I think she's getting, you know, she's insecure, obviously, because what secure woman would sleep with a married man and continue to do that unless you had full confidence in yourself? So I think he's creating a safe place for her. Now, is it bad considering he's married and he shouldn't be her safe place? Probably so.
But I think we can stop saying, you know, that he's married, because now it's out the door, it's out the bag. He's getting a divorce. He is a separated man. They met is he was married when their relationship started, but now he is a separated man. Don't point your light at me.
I have this little teeny light. This light is shining on you, man. Because even he said something at the very beginning of the show, when him and Mary Jane are talking to each other about how they met. She said he pursued her, and he says, no, you had that arch in your back. You pursued, like you were trying to throw it back at me. And then she says, well, you didn't tell me that you were married. And he says, well, it was because of the arch that you had in your back. So I just want to say that to you, light on.
I'm just saying that now he's separated, so now their relationship moving forward.
I don't care.
I mean, she's still a homewrecker, but
he's not really separated until, I don't care. You need to have some paperwork signed that says we are separated, or some other paperwork that says we are divorced. This man is still a married man.
Yeah, I agree that he's still married, but I disagree when you said that Mary Jane is not confident. I believe that she is confident in herself. I just believe that she had her heart broken. And I know that we'll touch on this later on in the show, but her relationship with David is what she wants to have with old boy. And you can just see that chemistry that her and David had when they were dancing on the dance floor. They grew up together. She would definitely have her hair wrapped up and makeup off if her and David were living together or shacked up.
David.
Okay, so then I have a question then. So do you think that Andre is just a rebound from David?
Of course. Did you see how, like, when she got the news that David had moved on and that he had began to date someone, she was heartbroken. And even though, you know, old boy was sitting right in her face, was waiting at home for her, she didn't want to face him. She was like, you're not who I want right now. You're not who I want. Get out. Why are you here?
And I mean, can we also talk about the fact that when they were at Andre's new loft place, he introduced her as his lovely lady friend?
Well, what do you want him to say? This is my mistress who is now going to be my number one. This is number two that's getting promoted.
He's getting divorced. If you're in the middle of divorce, you are allowed to have a date. You are allowed to have a girlfriend. You are allowed to have another significant other.
But it's kind of confusing.
It's confusing, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, have a relationship talk. You know, he's moving in with you now, but he's introducing you as his lovely lady friend.
But that's why I said I don't think that Mary Jane should have let him stay at her house. When she was like, you know, when he said I probably should just stay at a hotel, I'd have been like, yeah, babe. Yeah. A couple more weeks at the hotel.
It's not going to kill you.
I mean, even though we know most of his nights would have been spent at her house regardless if he had a hotel. At least he has that hotel room to go back to. She has her house with all the open windows and no blinds or shutters or nothing. Everyone's just sitting in there.
Mary Jane, why don't you have any blinds or curtains? I don't understand.
I mean, it's beautiful. You know, it's beautiful. But I mean, neighbors can see in. You got Andre ducking under tables when, you know, what's his face is taking out the trash. It's just too much. Get some shutters.
Yes,
And speaking of that instance, I'm going to go ahead and shed some light on, because Dre, even Andre was like, so you sure y'all just are coworkers, right? You guys never, I'm just saying, this is my theory. And then I would like to shout out Andrea Bernard and Victoria Norman, because you guys agreed with me on YouTube and you said that there is a possibility that they could have hooked up or that they will hook up. So I'm not the only one.
I will say maybe in their past have hooked up, and maybe that is why Mary Jane knows his secret. Maybe, they've been friends for a long time. So before they started working together, they did date. But future hookup, I don't see, because he seems pretty settled on his gay side now. He just seems pretty, intensely in there with Team Gay. So I don't think he's going to be flip-flopping back and forth.
I will say, after you said that, when I watched it, I was like, oh, I can see. Okay, so I'll give you your props, Ashley. But I do think it's in the past. And that's probably maybe... Mary Jane kissed him and he was like, yeah, this ain't for me.
Get those lips off me.
Yes, they're not manly enough for me. So then you see that Andre and Mary Jane have to kind of hide each other. She talks to him about, I guess, going on the date with her to the gala. And he says he can't do it because he's still married. Do you think he should have went?
No.
Okay.
That is completely out of line, out of order. That's just ridiculous. Why would you prance around a married man at a function that your family is going to be at? It's just, I wouldn't even take him to a picnic. It's just not appropriate.
Okay, so let's backtrack on this for a second. So if Mary Jane and Andre had met after he was moving out with his wife, he was separated from her, then they met, then they were dating, then is it okay? Because he's still married. He hasn't finalized his divorce. But is it then okay for her to be flaunting around with him?
No.
Because a lot of married people are going...
That's true.
His divorce is not going to be easy. His wife is a pit bull. She's coming after him.
Right.
This divorce could last for years.
Right. The only
before
reason...
they find a settlement. So is she supposed to hide their relationship for years? Because I feel like at this point... They're the point where, most people who are getting divorced are moving on with their lives.
True. And
I think they're dating other people.
Right. And I think in the state of Georgia, I think it's like an 18-month separation before you can get your divorce finalized. So that is...
The only reason why I disagree with that is because right now it's just too fresh. I feel like only a month or two has passed by since, he's revealed that he was married. And I feel like he still has a physical and emotional attraction to his wife. I feel like they're still going to try and work things out. They're going to a marriage counselor. If you have a girlfriend, yet you're going to a marriage counselor, what? I don't understand that. It's like either you need to let one or the other go completely. And if there's children involved, you definitely need to just go ahead. Mary Jane, I'm working things out with my wife. Don't hide it from her.
But I think after last week, he's done with the marriage counseling.
I feel like
he's like, I'm out of here.
Let me take a sip to that.
That's how I understood that he was done with it.
I can't lie, Andre.
But,
right.
But I think Mary Jane was wrong in asking him to even put him in the position to have to say no to her and going to the gala. You were just at a function, a high society function, where you ran into his wife. So it's like this circle over here is clearly small. Right. So, I don't think she should have that freshly put it into his head, made him say no to her. But at the same time, I also don't think that they'd have to hide their relationship anymore, because cat's out the bag. He's getting divorced. He's going to be moving on and dating other people. She's eventually going to move on and date other people too. I think at some point you have to rip the Band-Aid off. That's all I'm saying.
Right, but I think you got to let the wound heal slowly, because there are children involved. Like you said, she was just at a function, a high society function, with some of these people that were probably at the Jack and Jill gala as well.
Yay, Jack and Jill.
Boo.
I'm a Jack and Jill alum. I can say that.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
I know. High society. Oh, my nose.
Up in the air.
So, I do think that, yes, you should rip the Band-Aid off, but you got to let this wound heal very slowly, especially because she's in the spotlight. And the last thing you want is somebody to write some article about Mary Jane is a home wrecker, honey. She is dating a man who is not yet divorced. That's not good press at all. You just don't want that. So, I don't know. I think I do applaud Andre for saying, my wife didn't do anything wrong for me to publicly shame her. So I don't think that would be right. that's a good man, I think, in the sense of at least he thought about his wife, even though he can't work it out with her in a marriage. He's like, I still don't want her to feel some kind of way. She's the mother of my children, so
Yeah.
I give him that. And you out there, if you have some comments about this, you should probably go to iTunes, shouldn't you?
Yeah, you should go to iTunes. You should find us. Type in Being Mary Jane. We are the first thing that pops up. Brand new podcast. So make sure you show us some love.
Yes.
Right. Give us 5 stars, 5, count them, and leave us a comment. And we love getting your feedback. Let us know what you like, what you don't like about the show. We'll do our best to improve. And, we read all the comments that get posted up there. So thank you for all your love and support thus far. And keep it coming. And make sure you tell a friend, tell your mama's friend, tell your brother's friends, tell your baby daddy's friends. Tell everybody to tune in for the Being Mary Jane after show on AfterBuzz TV.
Right. So then we have Mr. Terrence Mitchell, also known as Chris Ludacris Bridges.
No one else
That was so good. That was seriously so good. I was like,
is he here?
Is he here?
I thought he was here.
Wait, surprise guest.
Hi, Luda.
That was my intro. He's not here, but
I wonder why they picked him.
You know what? I'm glad that you said it, because I feel like at the beginning, when he had that really intense conversation with Mary Jane, when they were like one-on-one towards the end, he played his part amazingly. But in the beginning, I'm like, what up? Like, he was like, greeting people like, what up or what's up. I'm like, Luda, I'm seeing too much Luda and not enough of the character you're supposed to be playing.
I saw Luda all the way through. I'm sorry.
At the end, he did pretty good,
no,
though.
Honey.
Ooh,
I
tried it.
I love Luda, but I don't think this role was for him. I don't know.
When they were describing the person who is being accused of journalistic fraud and everything, I thought more of Mark.
Yeah.
A Mark type of person, as opposed to a
Luda.
And so that kind of threw me off. And so I think from the start, it just kind of threw me seeing him playing this type of role. All I saw was Luda. But I mean, sometimes it's not the person's acting. It's just, the image that they are. When you see them, that's all true. You can see. You can't see anything else.
Right.
So I don't know if it was a mixture of that or what. But I mean, it was nice seeing him.
Yeah, I was glad he was there. I just saw Luda. I was like, Luda wrote a book about prison reform. I was like, the prison laws.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's something he
right. But I mean, when you bring like 50 million Twitter followers with you, then yes, I would put you in my show too.
Yeah, that's
smart.
True.
Smart on the writers and producers. Good job. So yes, Terrence Mitchell is being accused of fraud. Do you think that Mary Jane should have exposed the fact that he lied, even though it's probably going to be detrimental to a lot of prison reform?
Yes, it's your journalistic duty. You have to. When you go into that field, you are dedicated to the people. You are there to deliver the news, no matter how bad it is. It's your job. You have to.
And she had to put her personal feelings aside, because you're supposed to be the neutral party presenting both sides of the argument.
Exactly. That's what's wrong with the media today.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with a lot of it today, is that you're not supposed to influence the audience one way or another. You're just supposed to present both sides of the story. And I like how at the end, they were like, we did give him a chance to give his side of the story. He refused to comment on it. And I think that it was a hard choice for her to make, but if she's going to stay true to the person she is career-wise, then she had no other choice but to do it.
I think, I'm glad she did expose him, because I feel like, cheaters never win. Sorry, even if it's for a good cause, but is it really helping if it's built on a lie?
Yeah. And I mean, it literally made her sick to her stomach. As soon as she was done
honey? Are you sure?
I don't think that was sick to the stomach. I think that was...
Her show is at 3 p.m. That ain't morning sickness.
No, honey, you can have morning sickness all day.
I know, but I mean, I would love for that to be the real reason, but I also think that it was a little bit to show that, she just didn't feel right doing it. So
I don't know. I think she's pregnant and we don't even know whose baby it is. Shut up.
Yep.
Because we don't know whose baby it is. She's been doing a whole lot of hanky-pankying.
But
if that baby comes out light bright like David.
It's David.
All right. So then we also see, we get to see Paul Patterson Jr. this time around. We see that he is an intern at an architect company. He's very good at it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
I was surprised too, because I didn't realize he was in school.
I remember they did say that.
I remember them
episodes,
saying it, but it just didn't click in my head because all I was like, oh, he sells drugs.
Yeah, drug dealer. That's all that I envisioned of his character is, oh, he sells dope, weed, whatever you need. Ooh, that was a rap.
That was a...
Luna!
So it was good to see him, and I liked seeing him in the office environment, and it just made me think, you have so much going for you. Why are you chancing it on doing something stupid like this? But then, you look at his family situation, and, they're not as well off as they used to be, and extra cash is extra cash.
But I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the drug world, but do drug
so
dealers...
they say.
But seriously, do drug dealers I thought they are not supposed to put their money in their bank account. Because then the IRS can look at that and be like, where'd you get $60,000, $70,000?
And when your father has access to things like that, when you have a business manager in your family who has access to all your accounts, maybe open up a side account at B of A that dad doesn't know about.
Not B of A, girl. You better get that little credit union.
Credit union, something. I don't know. Just don't do it where your family banks.
Right.
So that the statement doesn't come back and your dad's like, what is
and
all
you get
this
caught.
money?
Right. I just don't know. I don't think you're supposed to put money in the bank account as a drug dealer, PJ.
Because, you don't have any proof of where it came from. So
no W-2s.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. Why is Paul Patterson Jr. the youngest and not the oldest? Do you catch that?
I do catch that.
So
and
Patrick...
I had a theory that maybe Patrick Sr. wasn't, or Paul Sr. wasn't Patrick's father.
I don't get it. What are we talking about?
Because Patrick is the oldest son.
Okay.
He's not a junior.
Oh.
They went with the son. But there are, I know of a couple people who have waited and done the junior for the second one.
Weird.
But
that's really weird.
Maybe we're done being creative. I don't know.
Maybe.
But I'm saying, why don't you do that first? I'm confused.
I actually know someone personally who's named after, they're the youngest and they're named after their mother, and the other kids are not.
Yeah, I know somebody like that, and I didn't want to be like, that's weird to their face, but I guess I guess you kind of just did. I can do it passive aggressively on this show, but I don't understand why because the very first show I thought, okay, is Patrick not Paul Patterson's son biologically?
That's what I thought too, because also looking at skin colors in the family.
They are chocolate.
No, he's the same color as Richard Roundtree.
But then Paul Jr. isn't, He
is chocolate.
He's not.
He look like a Reese's Pieces.
Girl, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe my eyes are off.
Your chocolate levels are colorblind.
I see no colors. That's why.
You don't, baby. You don't. You see no color.
That was a good comeback.
Well, anyways, I have a theory that maybe Patrick is not full-blooded in that family.
Yeah, I always thought that. So, of course, we see he has the bank account statement that shows $1 billion in his account.
78,000.
That's close.
Yeah, close to $1 billion.
Why do you think he is selling drugs?
I think the thrill, because he's the upper middle class black kid who kind of had everything handed to him on a golden platter, and now here's a little shot at rebellion. Kind of like how Patrick's drug usage probably started. It's just,
I wonder if he sells to his brother.
Ooh, he better not.
That's dirty.
Probably.
No.
Well, they probably just share.
What? No. Because Patrick is trying to hide.
I don't know. Whatever.
What do you think?
I think that I don't know. I feel like he started selling drugs because he knows that his parents are in a rut financially, and he did not want to, overextend his welcome and just ask for everything. He's of age where I think that he doesn't really necessarily need to be living at the house anymore. So by living there, he doesn't want to be asking for more and more. So he just found an opportunity on the side. It's not the best, but
wasn't he in jail? First episode. Didn't they say something about him being in jail?
I don't remember. You guys have to let us know that, because I don't remember
this.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he just came out of jail or something.
Yeah, Mary Jane had to go get him out, and she said, and he was like, "Don't tell Dad" or something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to make it up.
Let us know if we were right or wrong.
Yes, let us know, because I'll be watching the show. Yeah, but I do think part of what you said, Tiona, which is about him being like the upper crust kid, and it's kind of like, let me show my street cred and get out here and sell these.
Slang some rock.
Slang this volley, as you see that he does with the white dude. Who Charisse,
who is one of his mama's friends.
That is sick because she is sending little bikini pictures. We know what that means. Yeah. That's gross. But apparently she's getting him connected to people. But I thought as soon as he sold those drugs to that dude, I was like, oh, cop.
I was like, oh, as soon as the handshake comes in, the cops are gonna bust through the door.
You know what I was thinking? White man, black man with some drugs, cop.
Right.
I was like, you know what? Let me break this down. Let me keep it all the way real. I'm like, this is right. Cop.
But he is smart that, he asked, how does he know Charisse? Because it seems like his clientele is, through word of mouth, not necessarily. Yeah. He doesn't just go to strangers. It's like, oh, hey, Charisse is cool with you. So if you're cool with Charisse, then I'm cool with you kind of thing. But
yeah.
Clearly something goes wrong eventually.
Right.
Next week's previews.
Right.
Don't look too good for him.
Right. So we also see there's other trouble in the Patterson household. Mama Patterson, Helen Patterson, is not trying to give up her lifestyle. She needs the platinum table at the Jack and Jill gala. And her husband, he's real with her. He's like, we're not balling like we used to be, babe. Sorry. But then she makes a good point. In her defense, she says that you still go to the country club. That's not cheap.
It's not.
Yeah.
And this is a charity she helped found. One of the charter members that doesn't look too good. You don't even have a big table. What do you guys think? She said she deserves this. Do you think she was correct when she said that?
I do. I think that she does deserve it. Definitely.
Why?
Especially being one of the founding members. I think that, she does have an image to uphold. And it's not even about trying to keep up with the Joneses or trying to, fabricate your lifestyle. It's just, this is who she is. You can just tell, like, she's just very elegant and poised and beautiful. And it's just her lifestyle. And I feel like she lost that when she was sick. And she just wants a little bit of that back. When you are dealing with a sickness like that, it gets to you. And you just get really down. And, she lost a lot of her hair. She had to start wearing wigs. And she probably didn't feel like she was beautiful. And now that she's feeling great again, she wants that life back, or even a piece of it. So I feel like, if she just wanted a platinum table, that's something that she did deserve. Even though it is materialistic, if it's going to make her happy, then just put a smile on her face. Like, it's the mom. I feel like you just take care of the mom. Whatever she wants, just give it to her.
I get that, but the way Helen has been treating everyone lately,
right.
It's like Santa Claus. You can't be good in November and expect to still be on the good list. You're supposed to be good all year long to be on Santa's good list and not the naughty list.
Mom.
She is the mom, and she has
so
put in
cute.
years and years of work, but it's still kind of, it takes a toll. And I know that she was sick, and, that takes a toll on a family. But it's just, treat people. It's like Mary Jane. I saw in this episode, I was like, that's where Mary Jane gets it from.
Right.
Just every time she's around her family, it switches a switch and she goes into negative mode and, is always on people.
Right.
And you saw Helen do that this week, so quick on her family. Just, well, no, we don't have a platinum table. My surprise. And I was like, okay. Once she got to the party, I was like, oh, this is her grand coming out party. It's her, she has risen party. So then it made a little bit more sense, but it's still like, don't come at him like that.
Right.
The way she came with just the attitude was like, hey, instead of like, hey, why didn't we have the platinum table? It was automatic.
She's the matriarch of the matriarch of the family. Like,
I don't care.
Yours, mine, ours. We're a team in this together. So you treat your team member as an equal, not as if he's underneath you.
Right. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like Helen Patterson. She can kick rocks.
Yeah. I'm glad you said it, because I'm not really a fan of Helen right now. I'm not a fan of Helen.
Listen, I'm telling you, you kick rock, Sugar Avery, Helen Patterson. All I'm saying is that, and the reason I said it is because I don't care if you've been sick. I don't care. Like, yes, she's been through a lot of tough stuff. That's life, okay? I'm sorry that you can't be the Jack and Jill founding lady anymore. That's life. And that's a problem that we have keeping up with the Joneses, because that's exactly what it is, okay? And for her to say, I deserve this. No, you don't deserve nothing. You should be happy that you're alive, okay? That's what you should be thankful for, that you are breathing to even see this moment and sit at a table that's in the back of the room, because you could have been dead with your lupus, okay? So I'm saying kick rocks.
No, I don't.
I'm glad you said it.
I don't agree at
I was thinking
that.
But from like day one though, Helen has rubbed me the wrong way, and just the way she treated
But the thing
everyone.
is, I don't feel like Helen truly is this mean mother.
She probably
I feel,
didn't used to be.
Yeah, no, I just feel like when you're sick with anything, like for a long time, it gets at you. When you're used to taking care of everyone, and now all of a sudden the tables are turned, and you're constantly asking for other people for help, it takes a toll on you. Now that she's finally feeling better, she wants that lifestyle back. She doesn't want to have, and I bet that it took a lot for her to even go and say, well, you know, this is what I wanted. Like, can I get that? But I respect her. I think she's amazing. I love her character, and I just love her.
I think that, yes, she's been through a lot, and she went through a sickness and had to battle a lot, but her family had to go through a lot too. Right. Her family suffered with her through the illness, and that's what she's missing here. Right. Because she feels like she deserves it because she survived. Her family survived with her, and the way that she treats her family, to me, it doesn't come across as thankful for what they went through with her. Like, this was a journey that they all have survived, and she's treating it like it was a single person's journey, and she had to do everything on her own.
Right. And I get the fact that she's mad that she now has her children, her grandchildren, her great-grandchildren.
And it's too many people up in the house.
I agree with you, but guess what?
Downsize.
That's your house. So you have the power to say no, and you have the power to say yes. If you don't like the people in your house, kick them out your house. Don't sit here and get mad at your husband and yell at him and tell him, figure it out.
And then pimp him out.
Well, he's supposed to be the head of the household, so it's like
retired.
if I'm in the bed sick and you got all these people. Before I was sick, all these people were not living with me. Now that when I was sick and in the bed all the time, not feeling like getting up and telling these people to get out, you should have handled this. You are the man of the house. Okay, so handle it.
But that's a different conversation. Yeah. I feel like that conversation should have preceded the fact that I need a platinum table at this gala.
Nah,
it should have, because that's serious.
That's mama. You can do whatever you want, Mom. Do whatever you want. I'm gonna get you that platinum table. I'm gonna get you whatever you want, Helen. That's my mom.
Whatever. I don't like you. I still don't like you, Miss Helen. Miss Helen, but I said Miss Helen. Hi, Miss Helen.
Always have respect for your elders. You might not like them, but we gonna respect them here.
She might cuss you out, but she gonna call you Miss.
Right.
Miss Helen.
So I like the fact. Well, I'm not gonna say I like the fact, but we see that Skanky
Catherine's back.
Skanky Miss Catherine is over here talking about okay, if you want the platinum table, which I've tried so hard to get, what are you gonna give me? So
I thought she was gonna want something a little bit more.
A little more than a dance. But you got off easy, Paul Senior.
Jesus.
I was like, ooh, old people getting down like that.
Right. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When Helen tried to stop him from going to dance with her, like, no, sir, and he was like, you wanted this table. I was like, thank you. Yes. You wanted the table. This is the price. Mm-hmm. This is the price of you being a gold digger. Sorry. It's a kind of gold digger-ish. It is.
No, I don't think so.
It is. If you ain't got the money, then you can't be faking it. Just saying.
No, I don't think so, but that's what this show's all about, people. It's about difference of opinions.
What did you guys think about him getting pimped out?
At first I thought that they were just going to go to Mary Jane for the money. And I realized that it is her father, and he's, out of everyone in the family who would have gone straight to her to get the money for the table, he's the last person who would, because he is so respectful. And he gets, they are living on, he's retired. They're living on a fixed income. Right. And his wife wants the moon. How do you give her the moon without, kind of selling your soul a little bit? So he sold his soul to the devil to make his wife happy. What the repercussions of that might be later on down the line, who knows? But, he had to make a deal with the devil to make his wife happy wife, happy life. And we'll see what the payoff is.
You know what? I feel like he did not have to go that route. He could have easily dismissed his little membership from the country club and then fell back on that money that they would have saved.
They're giving you money back, though.
They don't give you money back.
They're not going to give you a refund.
But the thing is you're not putting any more money out. So that money that you would have been putting out, you could have used it as a cushion for the platinum table.
But it still wouldn't give him money now. He needed the money now.
Ain't nobody got time for this. Okay?
You got to pay for the table up front.
Right.
Not down the line.
He didn't have to do that. He could have went to his daughter. He could have went to his son who had $78,000 in the bank.
Everyone goes to Mary Jane for everything.
Right.
What's one more person?
Well, I mean, he's a father. He's supposed to take care of his little girl.
Right.
His little girl's not supposed to take care of him.
Y'all just hating on Miss Helen Patterson. Y'all playing games. Y'all playing.
Miss Helen is wrong.
Right? I just feel like, look, that's what you get. I'm sorry, Miss Helen, that's what you get because you are so caught up in this is the lifestyle that I'm used to. I am better now. I deserve this. Okay, that's fine. But guess what comes with it? So I really feel like that's what she gets.
Yeah.
But she did say she handled it like a boss.
She handled it like a boss.
She said, "Oh, I got this."
She's the way she strutted onto that dance floor, her shoulders going. I was like, "Yes, Miss Helen."
Miss Helen look good with her dress.
Now they team Helen.
I mean, in that moment,
how they be playing? You see how they be playing you?
I was like, "Yes, Miss Helen, work."
Yes, she
work,
she looked good when she was up there with all those other old ladies. She was looking really mighty fine. I'll give her that.
She was. Speaking of being up there with all of those other older ladies, that toast that she gave, and she was like,
when she took the mic,
boom. She did like this.
Miss Helen is a diva.
I would like to thank David Paulk as well. I want to add him in my family, which I thought was so inappropriate.
Yeah.
I mean, she could have just said, thank you for being like the biggest contributor.
Yeah.
We truly appreciate you. But the fact that you're like, well, I wanted you to be in my family. Like,
clock's ticking.
But you know what? I feel like everyone there knows Miss Patterson's personality, and they expected that of her. Like, they knew that she was going to say something off the wall. That's why she didn't even try and snatch the mic back, because it's like, okay, Miss Helen took the mic. Here we go. So I feel like that's just a part of her demeanor. She's crazy.
That don't make it okay.
Yes, it does. It's so fun.
Mm.
Y'all gonna be talking about me. Watch, I'm gonna be like, hey, they're gonna be like, I knew Ashley was gonna be off the hook when she got old.
That's why you like her, because you about to be Miss Helen. I see. That's why.
That's my role model.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Okay, then we also see at the gala that the entire Patterson family is there, which I think is really nice.
Yeah,
really, really cool. And we also see that Mary Jane shows up, and she's with her bestie, Dr. Lisa.
Dr. Lisa.
They look fabulous, by the way. That green dress was working, boo. Working. And so they're at the table, and of course they see David. He comes through. It's a little weird to me that he is so involved with her family and her parents.
They grew up together, though.
But what I'm saying is, after they broke up, I feel like, okay, even though I'm close to your family, I would still kind of be like, well, I might need to step back a little bit. But the fact that he has business dealings with her father and she knew nothing about them, I think it's a little weird. What if that was you? Would you want to know that your dad is still doing business? Not that you're going to say don't do business with him, but wouldn't you just want to know that your dad is still doing business with your ex that you absolutely love?
Has nothing to do with me. It's business.
I would like to know.
I wouldn't care. And it's like I have boyfriends who I grew up with who are still, really connected with my family. And I don't mind that because we grew up together. Like, he was a part of my family. So even though we broke up, who cares?
But what if you're not over him? See, that's a kicker.
That's the kicker. See, I'm just nosy in general. So I want to know everything. I call my parents. I'm like, wait, who are you with? Who are you talking to? Like,
who
what's
you doing business with?
Like, I'm in their business because I am nosy. So any of my friends who go to talk to my parents, I know about because I ask the questions. I feel like Mary Jane doesn't ask those. I mean, she's probably not thinking to ask those questions, but I mean, there's a lot of people in my life who I might not be friends with their child anymore, but I had such a strong connection with their family. Like I have a friend who I'm not that close of friends with her anymore, but her and my mom, she goes to my mom for advice all the time.
Aww.
Most of the time I don't know that she's talking to my mom. My mom's like, oh, I got a text message from this person. So I don't think it's as uncommon, but as an ex-boyfriend, I don't think it's weird since they grew up together, but if I was Mary Jane, I'd want to know because I'm nosy.
And I get what you're saying when you're like, okay, but you're not over him. That does make a difference.
Right.
Like, if that was the case, I'd be like, Ma, what's going on? So why was he over there? Like, what's going on? So I don't get it. And then you can clearly see that the family is in love with him, wants him and Mary Jane to be together. So
I mean, even Paul Jr. was like, hey, I'm still waiting on those tickets. And
he was like, I got you, boy. I got you.
Whenever. Yeah, it's just, I mean, when you have someone like that who's so involved in the family,
and so fast,
just go ahead and give him a chance. Family wants it, you want it, he wants it. I'm Team David, so I'm like, just do it.
Ugh, I'm Team Mark.
You're gonna start an army. You're gonna start a hashtag Team Mark.
Team Mark, yes, Team hashtag Mark. That, and we'll see how many.
You try to bring him out of Gatum, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
But I do have a question. Why was David acting like he was trying to get with Mary Jane and then drop the bomb on her. Like,
isn't that
all
rude?
night he's been the one pursuing her all night, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, but I should tell you.
Well,
I've been dating someone.
I think it's kind of, but here's the thing. I think it's kind of the same thing for him and for Mary Jane. Just like Mary Jane was waiting for him to be more consistent, waiting for him to be a different guy. Because if you notice, they're talking about how he's so wonderful and he's so, like, he's doing well financially. He's, really heavy into this volunteer charitable work. So he's becoming the man I think she's always wanted. And so I think while she was waiting for that, she ended up meeting Andre and all this stuff happened. Well, guess what? She wasn't consistent all the time either, because you remember when he was going to the concert, the Esperanza Spalding concert, she was like, oh, I have to go to work. I'm sorry. There's a storm happening. And I'm sure that's happened a lot for him. She's just been busy with work. So I think for him, he's like, well, I don't get the consistency from her either. So on top of that, I mean, it's kind of like, well, let me go date somebody else. So I think he still loves her, but he would rather have, he'd rather have Mary Jane.
But I have a question, because Dr. Lisa, when she comes into the bathroom and finds Mary Jane there, she goes, I'm just going to put it all out there. David was right to not trust you.
Right. Where did that come from?
What happened in their relationship that like, did she cheat on David, or what happened there? Because Dr. Lisa said it, and I was like, something happened, and I need to know what happened in their relationship. Because
it was so left field.
And God is trying to tell you something.
Yeah, God is trying to tell you something.
David is, I think that I don't know. This was the first episode that I noticed that she was in love with David. I didn't think she was in love with him like that.
I knew.
Did you?
I knew.
I just thought he was somebody that was from her past, but it was just, like that recurring dude that is always like, he's always there.
It's the one where they're never on the same page at the same time.
Right.
He's that guy. So it's always come and go, but there's always that spot in her heart where maybe she thought that they were always going to end up together.
Right. Ain't that the truth?
Don't we all have that one? Ain't that the truth? So it's like,
are you serious? Like it's over forever? Like there's not a chance? Okay.
Yeah. I think he is that person, and so
I think we all have one of those.
Yeah, everyone
will have one of those.
Yeah.
And then the way so I guess we can him coming to save the day when the guy comes and says, you trying to keep another black man down.
I didn't like him.
That guy. Like him. No, I didn't either. He kept grabbing Mary Jane. That's a no, honey. She should have punched. She just took that purse and whacked him across the face.
Yeah.
You don't grab my arm, boo.
Yeah.
And you don't confront someone about their newscast.
He's been drinking too. So
yeah, he's been drinking and
I've been drinking.
But I just think that the whole approaching her thing and accusing her of that, I mean, I don't know. There's that whole topic about, bringing down another black person. But if she wasn't the one to do it, someone else was going to do it. And I feel like because she's friends with Terrence, maybe it made it a little better. And she gave him a heads up, about it, that this was coming. And if it didn't come from her, someone else was going to do it and really embarrass him. Whereas, she gave him the chance to, say something about it. She presented one side. She stayed neutral and she handled it respectfully. So I didn't appreciate that guy coming up to her and talking all that.
Do you guys think that there is any truth in what the guy said when he mentioned, well, when a white man lies to push his agenda, no one says anything. But when a black man lies to push his agenda, it's a media storm.
Right, but two wrongs don't make a right. I think, I mean, is there truth to that? Obviously, this country is, was built.
But there's plenty of white people who have been caught in their lies.
Yeah,
too. Right. It's been exposed for it. It's not as many as probably we would like to see, but, it does happen. You can't, everything's not just one way or the other.
Right. And two wrongs don't make a right.
So
it's out, honey.
Someone has to live and be the example. And, my basketball coach always said, it's not cheating unless you get caught, so just don't get caught.
He got caught. Sorry.
He got caught, so be better at it next time. I don't know.
I didn't appreciate David though, coming around dancing with her, smelling her perfume, getting all up in her neck.
I saw. I'm like,
and then his heart was racing.
He was nervous.
Oof. I really like them two together. I really do, because I see that really deep chemistry between them. But I mean.
But he said, things are moving fast, but he's not engaged to a lady that he's dating, right? No.
But Gabrielle Union, Mary Jane, her character was so upset about, you know, what he had said. But I'm like, baby girl, you have a guy home chilling, waiting for you to get home. He's sending you text messages talking about send me some nudies. And you're upset that this guy has decided to move on.
And you like how when she got home, Andre, and she was crying in the bathroom, he was like, I'm sorry, I'll be there. Like, boo, she ain't crying about you, boo. It ain't about you.
Okay.
Like, boo, just move on.
But you can tell, like, when he went to grab her hand, Mary Jane didn't clutch. It was just like okay, you can hold my hand, but I'm not really feeling you right now. Like I know that in her mind, she was like, why is he here? This is a big mistake. I really don't love him. I love David. I was in her mind.
Right.
I felt it. I felt it.
That's just a mess when I think
it's a hot mess.
And I felt so bad because he was eating them. What was he eating? Some sunflower seeds. And he was smacking on something so hard when she walked into the house. But he was happy to see her. You know, he was doing what a good boyfriend does.
Yeah.
He was like, you know, how was it? Did you enjoy it? You came back late. Blah blah blah. And of course, she's upset and sad, and he goes to comfort her. And I thought that was really nice of him.
Yeah.
But I think things are going to change within the household. I feel like this is just like what you do in the beginning when you move in together. Everything is just so perfect and it's rainbows and unicorns. And then week 2, and it's like, you come home, where is he at? He's out. He's not going to get home until 5 a.m. And then he probably had stayed with his wife and with the kids, and he's going to use the kids as an excuse when really he banging his. Ooh, let's go to predictions, girl. Because I can't.
You know, always a cheat.
Exactly.
Yes, let's go to predictions.
Like, seriously.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
Well, let's start with you, Tiona.
Me? Predictions for next week. I think that David will come around after things with his girl. You know what? I think Mary Jane is going to be two-timing again.
She is.
With David, and David will also be two-timing with his boo thing or whatever, because those two are going to be smacking at some point. And then she'll also have Andre there, and then she'll be in the middle of, you know, her love triangle. Who do I pick? Who do I choose? And then, I mean, honestly, neither one of them's probably going to end up with her. But
yeah.
Right. All right.
And I think that, you know, their living situation is not going to work out. He's going to end up going back home to Avery. And then they're going to end up doing whatever they do, and he's going to blame it on the kids. So I had to be there for him and blah, blah, blah. And Mary Jane's going to forgive him again. He's going to mess up. Mary Jane's going to forgive him.
I think the resentment is going to set in. That's my prediction, is that Mary Jane, obviously she's still mad about that. Like, she'll bring it up, she'll laugh about it, but deep down inside, it's hurt. It still hurts. She hasn't dealt with it. And I think it's going to, you know, we see that she does kind of go off on him, but I think it's going to, like, boil over to where he didn't even realize all of that built up anger was in there, because she's been acting like it's been cool. So I think it's going to come to a head, and she's really going to show that she is not over this. She's still angry about it, and there's really nothing you can do
and
to
she's still
fix
in love
it.
with David, so.
Yes. Yes, and then Paul Patterson Jr. he's got them popos on his tail. Messing with them drugs. Yes. All right, ladies, I'm excited for next week. We have, 3 episodes left?
3 episodes left. Next week, and then the 2-hour finale
Yeah.
on the 25th.
Woo. In case y'all didn't know, it's a 2-hour finale.
And then should we tell them about our special guests for the 2-hour finale?
No, we're not. No, y'all go wait. We got some awesome
guests. You gotta tune in next week to find out.
Yes, you do. And also, what's that hashtag?
Oh, Team Mark.
Team David.
And I am not Mary Jane.
Oh, yes,
yes. I am not Mary Jane.
I am, what is it? The hashtag at the end of the show was hashtag I am Mary Jane. Who wants to be Mary Jane? She is like a slut, and I mean, she's boinking everybody.
Right, so let's do I am not a Mary Jane before we get at her. I am not Mary Jane because I am not a slut bag.
I am not Mary Jane because I am not a number 2.
I am not Mary Jane because I don't have 2 boyfriends, and I don't have no boyfriend. I'm so sad, y'all. Maybe I want to be Mary Jane.
No. If you're out there and you'd like to be Ashley's boyfriend, you can always hit her up. Where can they find you, Ashley?
You can find me at hashtag get me a Valentine. No, I'm just kidding. So make sure that you tweet me at Hey Ashley Gray, and you can find me on Instagram at Ashley Nina Marie Gray.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the Tiona Hobson.
And as always, make sure you hit up Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to find me at Meg Scoop, like scoop of ice cream. And don't forget, if you love our podcast, please go to iTunes, search for Being Mary Jane AfterBuzz Show, and you'll see us. Subscribe and give us 5 stars and comment, because we love to hear from you. So next week, y'all, we'll see ya.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.